Hello, students. Period 2, chapter Civilizing the Natives, Educating the Nation. As in the first chapter, we have first period, we have discussed about the topics of the chapter. So, I'm beginning with the first topic, that is Orientalism. And as I told you in the previous period, that in Orientalism, time period begins from 1772 when the Circle of Justice being established by the Warren Hastings, chapter 2, history you have studied. When Warren Hastings had established the Circle of Justice, means he had established the Diwani and Faujdari Adalat. So when in Diwani and Faujdari Adalat, these British advocates and judges were giving the verdict in such a manner which were going against of the religious ideology of the Indian people. So slowly, it was made compulsory for the judges and the sub judges in Calcutta High Court and Supreme Court to convert the Indian sacred text to rule on us being as an alien ruler with our own subjects which we like to study. So when we deal with the Orientalism, we find, not we, I find that during this time period, at least to cope up with the Indian religious system, Britishers were giving respect to our Indian culture. And how they were giving respect? Because to rule on us being as an alien ruler for them, it was must necessary for them to convert the sacred text. So, my dear children, if nowadays in the court or any court scene in the movie, when you see that the advocates bring a Bhagavad Gita for the Hindu accused, for the Muslim accused Quran, and for the Christian accused Bible, for the Sikh accused if Guru Granth Sahib, कि इस पे हाथ रख के कसम खाइए, जो कहेंगे सच कहेंगे. So the system was made up by the British through their circle of justice system, and from there the Orientalism begins actually. Orientalism is nothing later, and it converted into a education pattern. But when 1783, when William Jones was appointed as a sub-judge in the Calcutta High Court, 1783, he was a linguistic individual. Means already before coming to India, he was knowing so many languages like Greek, Arabic, Persian, French, English already he was knowing. But he, when he came up here in India, he was not knowing about majority's language, that was Sanskrit. Hindu sacred texts at that moment, it were written in the Sanskrit form, and it was must needed for William Jones to give verdicts according to the Hindu mythology and Hindu mentality to study Sanskrit language. So for that he had appointed one Pandit who was regularly giving him tuition, and he very soon started learning, not only started studying Indian medical sciences like Ayurveda, all the Vedas, Puranas, Arthashastra of Chanakya, everything he had read. So he started very soon feeling that Indian sacred text and Eastern culture having a variety of qualities, which he was sharing with his similar mentality people like Nathaniel Hallhead and Henry Thomas Colebrook. They together made one Asiatic Society of Bengal, which was funded by the British Parliament, Britain. Whatever taxes East India Company was paying to the Britain, in that taxes they were getting relaxations, maybe 10%, maybe 20% for this Orientalist institution of converting Indian sacred texts into the English form. But British at that moment giving credit to themselves by converting these sacred texts, they were telling not only we are learning about the Indian culture, even Indians too are rediscovering their own past. Means when they have formed weekly journal called as Asiatic Researches, in which they were supposed to prove the present the proofs that whatever kind of researches they are doing, that one copy was sent to the England. So the people who were helping, Indian people who were helping these three in the Asiatic Society of Bengal to take out these journals and researches, okay, these people were also recovering their glorious past, said by William Jones. So, what is Orientalist institutions? Orientalist institution means in these institutions, students were not studying about math, science, and other kind of subjects. They were studying based on their choices. Like if Muslim student is there, want to study Persian, uh, and Urdu language. So along with this, they had added up English language too. And for Hindu student, along with the Sanskrit and Hindi and different languages, they have introduced English language too. And based on the Orientalist ideology, on those days, two different kind of Orientalist institutions were open. Let me tell you one thing: it was not alone the capability of a William Jones, because establishing these institutions and colleges, it needed a huge amount of fund which they cannot deduct from their salary, which tells us that these institutions were opened up with the funds provided by the British from England. Okay, so this was Orientalist institution. First Orientalist institution was begun up in as in the form of madrasa in Calcutta in 1781, and the second Orientalist institution, it was in Hindu college in Banaras in 1791, which is, I think it is Sampurnanand Sanskrit Vishwavidyalaya. Now, till 1830 was the time for the Orientalist, but don't think that Orientalist, whatever British government was spending on these institutions, that the other who were the critic of, means the British, the Scottish, the other British or Christian groups in the England, those who don't want to study these Eastern culture or converted sacred texts in the English, they don't find that the Eastern culture and Eastern sacred texts are more qualitative than the European one. They started criticizing the Orientalist institution, and they started requesting the British government to stop spending the money on the Orientalist institution. Who were these? When we talk about this, we are dealing with the next topic. It is the grave errors of the East. Grave errors of the East means the converted sacred book by the Orientalists, which was sent to the England and Europe, and the people who were reading it, not everyone was appreciating this. More and more people were there as a critic of the Orientalist education, and these kind of critics, you will not study about everyone here, we cannot deal, नहीं तो 1,000 years ऐसे ही बीत जाएंगे. So we'll be studying about two, majorly two. First one was James Mill, and second Thomas Babington Macaulay. Let me tell you overall, when they criticized, when they informed and alarmed the British government, based on this only, the Indian Educational Pact was sent, which was known with the name of Wood's Dispatch. We'll study in the next period. Means education for commerce. So apart from studying Hindu poetry or Muslim poetry, prose and all that, this these critics started focusing on making Indian children study about flowering of sciences, maths, commerce, practical based education, which can brought up skill on them and they can earn money by which. Okay. So amongst these two critics, first of all we'll deal with the James Mill. James Mill के बारे में हमने पहले भी बहुत पढ़ा है. Remember, 7th class first chapter, we studied about James Mill. He was the individual who got the credit of writing Indian history, first of all, British India. He was the individual whom had divided Indian history into Hindu, Muslim, and British history. Remembering? First chapter of 8th class. He was the critic. He think that the Asian societies are below the level of civilization. Remembering? First chapter, 8th class history. He think that the Hindu and Muslim religious despots are there and they are fighting with each other for their religious beliefs. How come they can rule and administer a country? And he advised to the British to conquer whole India and to make them civilized. This James Mill. So James Mill focused on the useful and the practical education. वो ये चाहते थे कि बजाय कि हम पोरोस पोइट्री ईस्ट का पढ़े, वाई नॉट वेस्ट का हम फ्लावरिंग ऑफ साइंसेज एडवांसेस टेक्निकल एडवांसेस पढ़ाए to these students. Understood? So now, talking about second individual, Thomas Babington Macaulay. Actually, they both were thinking कि हमें इनका पढ़ने की क्या जरूरत है? We are the masters of these countries and they are natives. Why not they study our own education? Why will study and will learn? So from here we see a drastic changes between 1830 to rest 1947. Why? Because no one was favoring this kind of Indian culture, appreciating the Indian culture. After this, whatever the education system they wanted to make the changes, they were making changes by criticizing our own culture. And one was James Mill. जेम्स मिल को ये लगता था कि हमें पढ़ने की क्या ज़रूरत है. And I don't think there is a grave error in this education system. In the Indian culture, in the Eastern culture, it is light-hearted, non-serious, unscientific है, and are full of errors. Errors to errors are there. So the next one, ये भाई साहब तो उनसे भी बढ़ के थे. Thomas Babington Macaulay. ही वॉज अ आउटस्पोकन क्रिटिक. जेम्स मिल तो फिर भी थोड़ा सा लपेट के चिकनी चुपड़ी बातों में बोलते थे. ही वॉज अ आउटस्पोकन, फुल्ली खुल्लम खुल्ला बोलते थे. And Thomas Babington Macaulay was always taking out a 1 minute journal in the newspaper in England. And in that, regularly he was writing a quotes. Regularly he was writing a statements which were totally insulting the Orientalist institutions, not only, even the Eastern culture also. So a single shelf of a good European library is a worth than the whole European native culture. दैट वॉज अ कोट बाय दी थॉमस बेबिंगटन मैकॉले. उनका कहना था कि एक लाइब्रेरी में अगर सिंगल शेल्फ में यूरोपियन बुक्स रखी हैं, इट इज़ कंपेरेबल टू होल लाइब्रेरी फुल ऑफ ईस्टर्न कल्चर. ही वॉज इंसल्टिंग अस इन सच अ मैनर. And he was totally focusing on British government, advising to the British government to stop spending money on the Orientalist institutions rather than to study their own language. Why not we make them study English? He wanted English ought to be the medium of the education, only and only English. He was calling Orientalist institution as the temple of darkness and spreading the darkness only. He wanted to introduce in education which is beneficial for the students, education for the commerce. So with this, I'm going to end my episode. And in the next episode, we'll be studying our last column, that is education for commerce, based on the advices of a critic of Orientalist institution, that were James Mill and Thomas Babington Macaulay. With this, goodbye. Jai Hind.